to the November 21st episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. No one's in here right now. Let me go and get everything synced in together. That way, when folks start, well, popping up, I'll be ready. Let's see here. There's that. And that. And then we'll share it out on old Facebook. Now, what in the... What in the Sam Weasel? There we go. Now I got a bar at the bottom. Alright, there we go. We're set now. Good morning, Tony. Hope you're doing good this morning, bud. Hopefully you guys got a little bit warmer weather out there in the Southwest. We're actually supposed to get up in the 30s today. Morning, Ty. Hope you're doing okay this morning. Yeah, it looks like our good morning, Emily. Good to have you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're up to 25 right now, Tony. We're supposed to get up, I think, to 35 or 36 today. Be the warmest we've been in 5 or 6 days. Paranormal Search. Howdy, howdy. Good to see you. Much love to you as well, my friend. Let me see here. Morning, Jan. Hope you're feeling good today. Yeah, it looks like the winter weather for Michigan is finally over with for a little bit. We're supposed to be 30s today, 30s tomorrow. No, 30s today, 40s tomorrow. And then I think they said by Thursday we're supposed to be up in the 50s again. So this snow that we got over the last, 4 or 5 days is not going to last very long. Oh. So, gee, is Jamie back yet? Or when is she going to get back? Yeah, I know this 30 stuff is an improvement. Yeah, it got down to 15 degrees here yesterday morning. And I got up this morning at about 4:30 and it was already like 22 degrees. So, big difference, 5 degrees. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. She should be back here with me in December. Not sure what date yet, but sometime in December. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. I know after 6 months, which by the way, happy belated 6 month anniversary. I know, the average person don't see 6 months as a big thing, but if you think about relationships in today's world, 6 months is a hell of an accomplishment. So happy anniversary. Let me see here. 11 and 12 was yesterday morning. It's cold. It's but yeah, it's I'll tell you what, little little frickin' Kenny that I posted the picture of last night on the community tab. He's really taken to being in the house, which I think he's a natural born house kitten anyway. But the wife and I have discussed it, and we do not have the money to support another cat. Um, Not like we do Ralph and George. I mean, when granted, we adopted Ralph, or I should say she adopted Ralph. Was when I was away at a reenactment. He came fixed, came with all of his initial shots, stuff like that. Now, when we took in George last year, she was feral. Um, had a messed up hip, couldn't run, couldn't do anything else. She could barely walk without gimping around. And she was almost $400 to get fixed, plus the shots, plus the deworming, plus the flea and tick treatment. Male cat, only animal clinic around here's almost $200 to get it fixed, plus shots, plus food, the extra food that he eats, and everything else. We just can't do it. Sadly enough, today, since the temperature's back up, at least until it gets cold again, he's going to go back outside. Me and the daughter aren't really happy about it, but what kind of say do we have? So, but I don't think it's going to last long. I'll be honest about it. She's got kind of attached to the little guy. We've sat and watched him for 2 days now, and uh, he's exactly how we would imagine if Ralph and George had a kitten. He's got George's markings and Ralph's personality. So, oh well. At least it'll be warm. I don't got to worry about him freezing. This snow is going to melt. I look at it being gone by Wednesday. I will be shocked if it's not gone by Wednesday. Of course, no, we do not have free clinics. My God, no. We have one animal hospital here within 25 miles. It's right here in town. And believe me, they take advantage of the fact that they're the only one within 25 miles. It's kind of like that one grocery store here in town. Whether or not you like the prices they have, you're going to pay the prices they have because you're going to waste the money in gas going to the next nearest big town that has better options. Um, what about Tractor Supply? What about Tractor? Yeah, we have a Tractor Supply. Good morning, Sonny. Good to see you this morning. Hope you're doing good way up there in the frosty white north. They have clinics every so often. Not ours. We've never heard of anything like that. Oh yeah, our nearest humane society is like an hour away. It's just really a shame because he's just got that loving, playful personality. We've slowly got him from being, we've slowly got him from acting so feral. He he's starting to cuddle now. He's starting to like to be held. He plays with the other cats now. But like I said, it's just so damn expensive between the chow they eat and the soft food, um, and the shots, the little flea and tick thing we stick between their shoulder blades once a month, um, getting him fixed. It's just, and with her doing it all on her own with this channel, only relying on donations for me to have any kind of an income, it's just not feasible financially to take on another mouth to feed. One day, one day, that's the way I look at it. I mean, we're up to I think 676 members of the family now. So here real soon, here hopefully soon we'll start making some money on here again, and maybe my sister has cats. I think there's so many animals, especially farm animals or animal shelters, just to give food and inside housing. I really dislike cats. I have one. Cats serve a purpose, but I ain't a cat person. Yeah, cats serve a purpose, all right. Cats are definitely nothing like dogs. Well, okay, so maybe Ralph is a little bit like a dog because most dogs, when you walk in the door, they run up to you. They want loved on. They want hugged. They want petted. You know, cats, they just kind of like lounge around, like, hey, look, you're home. Yay, feed me. Change my litter so I can go poop. Ralph, he sits and waits for her to pull up the drive. As soon as she pulls up the drive from work, he runs to the door and he's up, he's looking around, he's everything. She walks in the door, he's up on her leg like a dog. So it's really funny because people don't think animals are as intelligent as people are. But I think Ralph can tell time. Hey Chris, good to see you. Hope you're doing good. But I think Ralph can tell time because he knows right about the time she would normally get home when she gets off work, and the time it takes to drive from work to home. And he is normally watching for her at that time. Now she has to stop at the store or go by her mom's or something like that. He's pacing back and forth through the house. It's like, where is she? Why isn't she home yet? Where's mom? And boy, when she comes up that drive, he flips out. Yeah, see, we don't have anything like that down here, Sonny. They don't do anything for free down here. My cat is more like a dog than most cats. He was raised with dogs. My cat is wonderful. She's a rescue taken from under a mobile home. She's a princess. Her dogs, on the other hand, Some people have roaches as pets. Yeah, I know. I've known people that's had poisonous snakes as pets. I used to work with a guy that had cobras and rattlesnakes and all kinds of nasty shit in his house. I told him, I said, anything ever happens to those shelves you got those terrariums on, um, in the middle of the night, you're just not going to wake up, dude. They're all going to come for you. Hey, yeah, the 69 triple X, back out the door, down the hall to the next left, take that left, third door on the right, in the wrong room. My specs, the dog gates, results from my tests that were done. Awesome, Sonny. Awesome, awesome. It's not getting warm here until Wednesday when it will be 35. Yeah, we're supposed to be warmer than that today, Sonny. I think we're supposed to get up to 36 today. Like I said, 36 today, 40 tomorrow, um, 45 Wednesday, and 50 by Thursday. 50 in rain, but still 50. Always had dogs growing up, but I'm a cat guy. Owned a red fox for 4 years, but my neighbors complained, had to get rid of her. Psst, go figure, there's always some whiny ass out there that has to whine. So anyway, she's going to be here, 45 today, 50s the rest of the week. I think there was a couple spaces here in the yard, like right out here on the hill at front where the steps are at. We got about 16 inches where it was coming up the hill and kind of forming a little bit of a mound at the top of the hill. The rest of the yard, 10 inches. But when I went out and shoveled the other day, um, Friday, it was just over the top of my cavalry boots. So yeah, we had about 16 inches on the hill, about 10 inches the rest of the yard. Hey Mark, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good. Tony Lee, howdy howdy. Good to see you, mate. Going to be 60 here in Cincy on Turkey Day. Yeah, we're only calling for 50 on Turkey Day, but it's supposed to rain. So it'll be the perfect day to sit in the house and cook all day, because it won't be able to do anything else. Of course, the wife will be at work until 6. Um, she'll be back home by hopefully 6:40, and that's going to be when that's going to be when we finally have Thanksgiving supper. Be the first Thanksgiving supper I ever had in my life, but I'm not going to eat without her, so everybody's just going to have to snack until she gets home. Doing well. Past few days driving through Cass County was interesting. Yeah, yeah. There was well, she actually had to call off one day. Um, I think it was Saturday. Saturday she had to call off. There was just no hell. She could barely get out of the driveway, let alone the roads and stuff. And then she called. No, it was Friday. because she called up to Hartford and they said the weather was exactly the same in Hartford as it was here. There were roads that they had problems with, and she said, "Well, I'm calling. I'm not going to risk it." So I don't blame her. 40 degrees, rain on Thursday, and then on the weekend it drops. Act like you ain't seen snow before. Believe it or not, Tony, and I just found this out this morning. As much snow and stuff as we get here in the state of Michigan, there were 2 pileups on Saturday, one right by Kalamazoo on State Road 31 North, 20 cars. So, I mean, semis turned completely sideways on the highway and stuff, blocking traffic. Cars were hitting them. They were trying to stop. FedEx truck T-boned a semi-trailer because the semi started to slide and turned completely sideways, and this poor FedEx driver, which, there's one more FedEx truck down, like they don't have enough of them now. He tried to stop, plowed right into the trailer. Then other semis started turning sideways and stuff. It wound up being 20 vehicles. And then up by Cadillac, Michigan, there was another 20-car pileup. Cars off in the ditches, police cars off in the ditches. Cops rolled up on the scene, tried to stop, slid right off into the ditches and stuff. It was terrible. It was terrible. You would think with as much snow as we have here, people would be used to driving on it, but sad that Jason David Frank committed suicide. Now, the wife and I were talking about that last night. For those of you that don't know, Jason David Frank was one of the original Power Rangers. He's like a 3rd-degree black belt, martial arts. He's done a lot of movies. He has done Power Rangers. He has worked with Bat in the Sun here on YouTube, making their, combat videos and stuff like that. But he, TMZ, we all know what TMZ is. They announced yesterday that he committed suicide. At the exact same time they announced that, People Magazine, Variety, several other ones said that their lawyer and a spokesman for the family had not released how he had died. They had no information on how he died at that time. So, I don't know. I don't know if he actually committed suicide or if something else happened. But I know that they said that it was a great tragedy. He has 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls, and they were making big plans together for Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff. So it's just weird. It's just weird. Let me get back up here. But yeah, it's sad. I was a big fan of Jason David Frank, and just his martial arts skills were incredible. I just woke up, got some. Morning, Rusty. Good to see you, bud. Oh, yep. Go get your shit done. Here's Fahrenheit for predominantly U.S. chap. Every year people forget what winter driving is. Winters here aren't ever the same from year to year. Train track. A lot of celebs have died in the past. Yeah, they have. You're right. You are absolutely correct. And it's really, really sad that this time of the year, for whatever reason, it's like tragedy just follows people. And I don't understand it. You know, I get depressed on Christmas and stuff like that, but I'm 10 hours away from my family. I'm still a mama's boy. You know, I would love to see my mom and dad on the holidays like I did for the first 40 years of my life. You know, I can't hear I'll be home for Christmas without crying because I'm never home for Christmas. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm never home for Christmas. I'm here in my home with my wife, my daughter, and grandma, and everything else. But, you know, to have my whole family together. But tomorrow, my mom and dad, they're already up here. They've been helping my sister and her fiance remodel the garage and make it more family friendly, I guess. Give it more space, take out old closets, put in new cabinets and stuff like that. They're coming up here tomorrow. We're going to go out. We're going to have dinner tomorrow together. Because my dad don't want to drive up here on Turkey Day with a bunch of retards on the road. So, as you guys know, Thanksgiving Day is probably one of the biggest travel days of the year. So, jumping like bloody flies. Frozen roads are slippery, so you can slow down, use caution. See, that's the thing, though, Tony. People don't like to slow down. People still wait till the last bloody minute to leave their house. Then they fly down the road at 65 mile an hour, or 70, or 75. You're out here on 94, just north of us, or going up 31 into Kalamazoo County. People are going 75, 80 mile an hour. And then they wonder why they get in accidents. Winter depression is common in most folks. Yeah, it is. Many people drive like idiots no matter what the weather. Proverbial black dog bites my arse every winter. Yep. Seasonal affective disorder. Good name. SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Ashley's coming on Wednesday after they close on the new house. Nice. My mom died when I was 17 in 87. Oh, you're just a couple years younger than I am, Chris. Dad died 12 years ago from cancer, followed by both grandmothers. No family left but my brother. He's got his in-laws on the holidays. Wow, that's terrible. Could tell you how many times I love to slam on my brakes when I'm doing a speed limit and they're riding my bumper. Oh, I know, Steph has done it before. Steph has done it before. Somebody come right up, and I mean, they are like a hood length. Literally, if you could copy their hood from the windshield to the front bumper and hook the windshield part to their front bumper, that's how close they're riding at 75 mile an hour. Because the weather and Thanksgiving is going to be my sister's. Use brighter lighting in parts of your home. It can help. Chris, come to our house. 3 of us for Thanksgiving and just Jay and I for Christmas. And it could be, we have Christmas type lights perennially. Yeah, I know. I gotta to either probably Wednesday. I have to dig out all the Christmas lights, dig out the tree, all that kind of stuff, so we can have everything set up on Friday and wait for Steph to get home to decorate the tree, She don't care about me putting out all the rest of the lights and stuff. She just wants to help decorate the tree. Actually, she films it, and Ash and I decorate the tree. Here the cops are giving tickets and court dates for brake checking. Psh, wish they did it down here. They'd be giving away a lot of tickets and court dates. That's sweet, Jan. That's really sweet. Seasonal depression is due to a lack of sunshine. Please take vitamin D supplements for depression and immune system. I thought the actual Charlie Brown tree. I bought the actual Charlie Brown tree with one bulb. I actually, I actually wanted to do that with one of our pine trees out front. Just cut a limb off and mount it to a little little cross. Put the blanket around it and just put one bulb on the top and let it hang all the way over. The wife told me no. Not very Christmassy. Not very Christmassy. Uh, Give me just a second, guys. I gotta run to the in-house real quick. Don't get too far ahead of me. I have a hard time catching up because I'm slow. I'll be back in just a second. Oh, here, you host the show. Host the show while I'm gone. My God, man, you're supposed to be talking to people, not just sitting there looking all handicapped and stuff. I get them at Walmart. I'm so lost not having anyone but Jay, and I hear it's lonely. Yep, pee time. You got it. I like me better than most people. That's kind of how I feel too, Tony. I kind of like me better than most individuals myself. It isn't for Christmas till next year. I'll have the next holiday. It's the worst part for me, and I've noticed this for several years now. But like I said, I was always very family oriented. My family always done things together, and to not have mom and dad nearby gets very very rough on Thanksgiving. Gets very very rough on Christmas. I mean, we had this thing where we would get up in the morning, we would look under the tree to see what was there. We'd get dressed, we'd have breakfast, then we'd all crowd in around the Christmas tree with our cocoa. Mom and Dad had their coffee, and it was a multiple hour long thing, just sitting there. We had Christmas music playing on the record player. Yes, I said record player. I'm aging myself now. Um, Bing Crosby, Burl Ives. I mean, you name it, we had it. So I've been enjoying your Native American videos. Reminds me of my grandmother. She was a absentee Shawnee. Wow. Well, you're going to really like tomorrow's video then. That's the reason I had to go take a pee break, is I've been up since 4:30 piling coffee into me, because the video coming out for tomorrow, I'm sure anybody here who's read anything Native American knows about Chief Black Elk. Well, tomorrow's video is his great great granddaughter, who has become a Native American activist. Her name is Charlotte Black Elk, and she is going to be talking about her great great grandfather. She's going to be talking about Native Americans in general. So it's going to be a very interesting video. Christmas is canceled. Um, the worst part is those freaking utility bills. Christmas is canceled this year. Why are you canceling Christmas? You can't cancel Christmas. You can't cancel Christmas. That there's like some huge intergalactic law that says that Christmas will go on. Kid, we moved around the country, and holidays are pretty fluid. I missed most of the live streams. You're all right, Cheryl. You're all right. Life sometimes interferes with the things we'd like to do. My mom played Johnny Mathis, Nat King Cole. Oh, of course. Of course. When my maternal grandmother passed, I lost any interest in family gatherings beyond my kids. Christmas was always, now that was something that couldn't be controlled. You know, when my grandmother and grandfather passed away, because when I was little, um, we would do the same practice. We would get up, we'd look under the tree, we'd go, then we'd go get dressed for the day, we'd eat breakfast, and we'd wait for Grandma and Grandpa to show up, and then we'd start unwrapping presents. So, you know, we always had one of those families that you had Santa Claus gifts and you had family gifts. So you had to wait for the family to get there with their gifts, and then you'd start opening. So, girlfriend's from Nottingham. Coming through streams for years and don't make all the streams. Yeah, really. No tree, no decorations, no watching any movies about Christmas, no holiday spirit. Same with Thanksgiving, not celebrating it either. Why? Oh, okay. Grandparents are the glue that holds the family together. We would go to 5 different places on Christmas, aunts, uncles, both sides of grandparents. My dad's mom and dad always came to the house. My mom's dad died in 72, so I mean, I was only 4 years old. My sister was newborn. So we really honestly don't remember my maternal grandfather. But my paternal grandma and grandpa, grandpa passed in 83, grandma passed like 9 years ago. So Um, we always had to go to my mom's for Christmas. But you just have to understand that side of the family. My grandfather was retired Navy. He was a union worker. So, needless to say, even after he passed away, all my grandmother did was travel. She was quite well to do, and basically her belief was she even hired somebody to come in and make Christmas dinner. So, it's like if you want to see me, you can come to my house, or screw you. Us kids were not allowed to sit on the furniture. We were not allowed to come into the living room. That's where all the antiques were. That's where all the Greco-Roman furniture was, and so yeah. But yeah, we would definitely at least travel, and that was like a 30-mile trip for us. So yeah, Ty, come to my house. Would love to have you and the girls. Well, Ty knows that him and the kids and Brenna and her kids can all come to our place. I'm more than happy to um, make dinner for everybody. I had a family member plan Thanksgiving dinner at my house without my knowledge. Wow. Well, Cheryl's got the biggest place, so let's go to her house. Everybody bring a folding chair. Give them a bag of crisps. There you go. There you go. Give them a bag of crisps. Well, yeah, what we call potato chips. But do it fancy. Do it fancy. Go out and get a bag of Lay's turkey dinner flavored potato chips, and tell them, here's your Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, really. And it's like I told Jan last week. If her and Jay want to come here for Christmas, they're more than welcome to roll their happy butts right back up here and have Christmas with us. Yes, yes, with chip dip. With chip dip. You have to have chip dip with your turkey dinner flavored crisps. We have a tiny house, so family get-togethers are not possible here. And and just think, Tony, when you guys get moved down to Missouri into the cabin, it's going to be so small. It's going to be so small. It's going to be hard for you and the wife to get together. The kids go to in-laws on Christmas. Um, we are talking about Christmas at the cabin. Jan and Jay live just a little bit northeast of Cincinnati. There will be 11 people here. Here will be 11 people. Here comes the anxiety. Wow. About 30 minutes from me in Cincy. Well, at the cabin, the family has to travel, so hotels are in the picture, and that is what we did last year. So that's what I thought my family would do, is just come up for Thanksgiving, maybe spend Thanksgiving evening in one of our local hotels. There's one in Niles, Michigan. My mom and dad love every time they come up here to do a multi-day visit. They always stay in the same place. They always ask for the same room. But nope, Dad don't want to travel on the holiday weekend. So they're going to come up tomorrow, spend the day, take us out for dinner, and head back down by Indianapolis tomorrow night. I couldn't remember. Lots happened last few days. It turned my road completely upside down. Originally Carthage, not Coleraine. Our Thanksgiving is not until 2 p.m. It gets dark early. I don't drive at night. I'm here if you want to talk. We could do a messenger call. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking, Jan. By the sounds of things, I need to give him a call when the live stream's over with and figure out what's going on. I've not talked to him in a couple days and need to start calling him every couple days. I did want to say something real quick, guys, about this. We have had an amazing outpouring of support, well wishes. There has been a few donations made. No one has contacted me about sending any gifts or anything, but I have seen an outpouring of support not only from our own channel, but other YouTube channels as well. So it's been great. I think it was a wonderful idea. You know, I'm just blown away. I'm blown away by the support of other channels. The big channel out of Idaho, where I got the idea. Well, it was part of the influence for the idea of the Secret Santa thing. They do a Secret Santa thing every year. I guess they have some huge person out there, very wealthy individual. Each year they donate $1 million. And the East Idaho News, which if you look them up on YouTube, you'll see all their Secret Santa stuff, East Idaho News. They go and they help as many people as they can with that money that's donated every year. And let me see here. Somebody just popped in. Jay Phillips, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Much love. But I've always wanted to do it, and when I seen that Toys for Tots box last week at the baby shower, it's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Even if I have to donate every penny myself out of my empty penny bank, that's what I'm going to do. So I decided, screw it. We're going to do it. But we have had a bunch of support, like I said, not only from the members of this family, but by other channels as well, and I couldn't be happier. The way I always looked at it is, friends are the family that you get to pick. You can't always pick and choose your own family, but, friends are the family that you get to choose. And I know people do what they can do. And to me, that just makes me warm and tingly all over. My sister's having Thanksgiving. It's an hour away. Ooh, that sucks. That's terrible. Do I still have snow? Yes. We are still below freezing. We have been below freezing for the last 4, 5 days. Our high temperatures have been below freezing, so nothing's melted yet. We've still got about 10 inches of snow on the ground out here. So yes, bunches and bunches and bunches of snow still. But today's going to be our first day in 5 days over freezing. We're supposed to get to like 36 today, 40 tomorrow, 45 Wednesday, 50 on Thursday. So no snow by the weekend. I used to giving on set for the people. Do people are giving on set for the holidays? Yeah, most definitely. I used to give, but now I'm on senior income. It's hard. Oh, I know. Believe me. Believe me, I know. Our snow's almost gone, but still low temps here. We have about half inch of snow. Wow. We got all your snow down here. The other day when that storm hit, it comes straight down out of Lake Superior, the length of Lake Michigan, got all the way down by like South Haven, Holland, stuff like that, and just all of a sudden cut eastward and come right on the land and smacked us. So we had some snow 2 weeks ago, none since. Wow. Now I know that a lot of places south of you got snow, Sonny. I mean, Kalamazoo got hit, Jackson, Michigan got hit. Um, I think everything pretty much from the Grand Rapids area south got snow. Varying amounts, but my county just happened to be the only county that got a winter storm warning the other day. So, and then we had a winter weather advisory the 2 days after that. Snow for 3 days here, but none stuck. You just enjoy all the snow you want. Just keep it over there. A couple hours south of here got 4 to 6 inches. And then don't forget, guys, about New York. When we got when we got 6 inches the other day, New York got 5 feet. I think it was Buffalo, New York, got just over 5 feet of snow. There was another town in New York that got 73.7 inches of snow out of the storm that dumped 6 inches on us. I'd rather not have snow, except for Christmas. Then it can melt. There's another big snowstorm this weekend. Those places 2 or 3 hours away from me. Huh. Yeah, Buffalo gets snow like regularly every year. When I could still get up and walk. It's the time of the year I was out fossil and artifact hunting. Huh. Wow. Very interesting. I didn't know you did fossils and artifacts and stuff. Why wintertime? Why is wintertime different for artifact hunting than summertime is? Hunters here want it for deer hunting. Yeah. Snow for squirrel hunting too. Snow is always nice for hunting season, that's for sure. Not as much foliage. Makes sense. Easier to see the deer and track them. care about snow for deer hunting. No, I can understand, not really caring about the snow thing, but yeah, the foliage thing. Definitely wintertime is much better for the hunting thing because of the foliage thing. Had a black ice this past weekend. There's some hunters here that got arrested and fined like $20,000. For what? What are they getting arrested and fined for? Normally I sit at the base of a tree, so no thank you to snow. My ex's whole family were deer stand hunters. Um, I even asked him one time about putting a blind right on the trail where the deer come in out of the cornfield and walk right through their woods. They're like, nah, it's better to shoot them from above. Okay, I want to see your grandpa in a tree stand when the tree stand is this wide and his ass is this wide. I want to see him up there in that tree stand. Said, hell, he can barely get on and off of his four-wheeler. How the hell is he going to climb up a tree stand and sit on something as big, as wide as a motorcycle seat? Dark-colored deer. Squirrels are autumn leaf collared, so snow helps. My family was always deer stand hunters. I had a huge Adina Hopewell collection, over 3,000 pieces. Went to Gatlinburg for a weekend a few years ago, and apartment got robbed. Oh my God. Wow. That's terrible, Chris. I'm so sorry. It's a group of hunters think deer don't look up. I'm more of a coyote and fox hunting. Once in a while I enjoy a deer hunt. Don't stay in one spot. How we have hunted, but we have a stick-built deer stand. My godbrother had a tree stand that was like a small cabin in a tree. He had a cot TV in there. And tree stands are colder. I can see that. Being up in the air, it always amazes me. It's like I was saying, about Ferris the other day, climbing 200 feet in the air to work on those cell towers and stuff. It's like, if it's like 17 degrees on the ground with the wind, could you imagine what the wind is like 200 feet in the air? Could you imagine what the wind chill is like 200 feet in the air? Had a heater too. Had a pot that was 12,000 years old, found it in pieces, took 2 years to restore it. Man, I can't imagine. And the way I am about, you know, actual historic pieces and artifacts and stuff like that. Wow. I would, yeah. We didn't have TV, but we had camper furnace in it. And for me, it's not just artifacts. Every once in a great blue moon, I'll pull this out here. One of our followers from, a long, long time ago. You can't see it, and it's sealed shut. Here, hold on. I might be able to get this without doing any damage. For those of you that actually live over across the pond, um, They sent me that, and oh, you can't see that either. Doggone it. It's not just American history, guys. It's all kinds of history. You know, it all contributes in some way, shape, or form. Come on. Open back up. Open back up. Cows. The boss told me that he never knew cold before working up 350 feet on a smokestack when he was an iron worker. Oh my God, yeah, I can't imagine. We're too old for the cold. Still haven't found my dream piece. Looking for a saber-tooth skull. Oh my God, tell me about it. Tell me about it. That would be really cool. Bear skull. Another big thing for me, besides the saber-tooth skull, having a bear skull would be very, very cool. Yes, that's a Victorian penny, and I guess a parlor card for Queen Victoria. Like a hunting tree stand isn't an option, neither's a deer blind, but I've always got my tag limit field, never a disappointment. I have 4 acres here. We said our deer by Sam was a restaurant for breakfast. Listening, copying out a song, same time. Yeah, my dad asked me. I was talking to him yesterday. He asked me if I was going to go deer hunting this year, and I said nope. Still haven't found my Hawkins. Still haven't been able to get my Hawkins. I will go deer hunting when I can go deer hunting with a Hawkins. I have found mammoth teeth and tusks as well as mastodons. Short-faced bear would be amazing. Very much so. And you know, it's really funny, Chris, because um, down south, um, Tennessee, um, Arkansas, Mississippi, even in southern Indiana, uh, the, spelunkers have gone down in the caves and stuff, in the cave systems, and found um, bear skeletons and stuff that were hundreds or thousands of years old laying down there, that where they had fallen down into these caves and broke their legs or died or whatever and just laid there, and there's nothing left but the bones. um, Definitely cave rappelling or spelunking, a good way, a good way to find a lot of those. Or, well, and you're, not being able to move around that well and stuff anymore, having somebody do the spelunking for you. We've seen deer on the cabin site, so once we move, be like my buddy here that just goes out and sits on your front porch, um, with your thermos of coffee and your bathrobe with your slippers on. Just wait for one of them to come strolling by the front of the house and just, boom, go put on your boots, go out, drag him up the tree, hang him up. Good way to become future fossils. Yeah, yeah. I'm not much for heights. Okay, I'll be honest about it. I'm a big weenie when it comes to heights and stuff like that. So the idea of tying off a rope, putting on a climbing harness, getting it standing on the edge of the mouth of a cave that's like a 3 or 4 or 500 straight foot drop. I think I would probably slip in my own urine and break a leg or something like that because uh, hell no. Hell no. Supposedly in the Honey Valley, Headless Valley in Canada, they think the bears and dire wolves are still there. Wow. It's very interesting. As well as Sasquatch. Actually, when my husband used to work on time limit, he'd shoot one out of the kitchen window so he had meat for the winter. I always think it's funny when you live in an area that's so populated by deer or whatever your choice meat is, that like my friend can get up in the morning, look out his window. Yep, there's some 20 foot off my deck. Get his coffee made, fill up his thermos, put on his little stocking cap, still have on his robe, his slippers, his little fuzzy pajamas, and just go out there and sit down in his chair with his gun laying across the armrests on his deck chair. Sit there and drink his coffee. Oh, here comes one. Boom! Just leave it laying there. Wait for the next one to come walking up out of the woods. Boom! Boom! When he got his amount for the day, he'll take him, drag him into the garage, hang him up in the rafters, put the wash tub under him, slice them open, go back in, get in the shower. And as someone who had 6 feet away encounter with a Sasquatch at Boar Lake, Ontario in 1980, the big guy will change your life. Wow. When you have a skunk keep you from getting out of your car to go to the house, it's a waiting game. Yeah, I can imagine. I could imagine. We where I grew up at, we had them stinky little buggers everywhere. You couldn't you couldn't go outside at night without having one of them laying on your steps or something like that. Um, and God forbid, seriously, God forbid that you need to run out to your car or something at night. There's been I can remember 2 or 3 times growing up where my mom had to run out to her car because she left something in the back seat when she got home, and she'd be out there at the car and she'd hear, psst, psst, psst. She'd start looking around and there's a damn possum up on the yard light pole, looking down at her, or 2 possums. I mean, if a possum could jump on somebody, these things were more than close enough to jump on her. I mean, you're talking 4 or 5 feet above her head, and it's just so funny. And then they'll start slowly crawling down the pole, and she just grabs the shit real quick and runs all the way around the car, so she gets the most clearance away from these things in case one of them falls on her or something, and she'll come barreling back up. I just seen somebody say something about raccoons. We had five. We had a family of 5 raccoons jumping around on the front lawn. My dog was asleep on the front porch one time. We had a little, like a 3 foot wall that went all the way around the back or the front porch. The dog was laying out there in the sunlight one time, and the first time I ever seen my dog jump over that wall, because it was only 3 feet off the concrete, but it was like 5 feet from the ground. And he's laying up there sunning himself, and this big old fat raccoon comes walking up the steps and just starts walking towards him. And it was right in front of my mom and dad's bedroom window. And we're sitting there watching it. We're banging on the window, and this raccoon would just turn around and look at us, go back to his. The dog dove over the wall, rolled like 5 or 6 times, and took off running. This raccoon just strolled off the porch and right back into the cornfield. Funniest thing I ever seen in my life. That coon weighed almost as much as my dog does. It would have had him for lunch. I mean, this thing was big. He had to be 35, 40 pounds. Now the weasels are fast, so you have to be careful. Never dealt with weasels. Never dealt with weasels. They've had raccoons around this year. They've been getting hit by cars. You want to talk about, you want interesting raccoon stories. We got a real sweet old black man lives across the street from us. He was a real good friend of Steph's grandpa when he was alive. Old redneck dude, ex-military, retired military. Booney's 93 years old, avid gun collector. Sweetest old man you ever met, but he's deaf as he's deaf as all get out. He's had raccoons pull the fascia off his house, get up in his attic, come down the joists, chew through the drywall, and he'll be downstairs watching TV, and all of a sudden a raccoon come walking down the staircase heading for his kitchen. He waits for it to get in the kitchen and gets up and walks into the bedroom and grabs a shotgun and cuts this thing in half right in his kitchen. God's honest truth. Steph's son, when he was 12, had to go over there and help Booney clean up the mutilated, explosive-ended raccoon guts from the wall and the ceiling and the dishes and everything else, because he just walked up and just cut this thing in half with a shotgun. Just had somebody over at his house last year re-roofing it and fixing everything, so no more coons got in there. He has shot groundhogs in his house. He has shot coons. He shot squirrels. He don't care. Happens here too. There's a lot of them. I had a truck sitting in front of my house, side of the road, so we went to see what they were doing, and the truck took off, but there was a red fox pup by my mailbox. Oh wow. See, if we had a red fox pup sitting by our mailbox, my daughter would adopt it. That's her favorite animal in the world, is a fox. She's wanted to raise a fox pup for years. My dad's, they leave out food for stray cats, raccoons, cats, possums. Eat out of the bowl at the same time. Don't even bother each other. Wow. Wow. I hate weasels. Oh wait, we're talking about the animal. Yeah, the animal, the four-legged weasels, not the weasels that are in and out of the hen house. Oh wait, those are foxes. Nope, weasels get in the hen house too. So do little pricks. Let me see here. Love groundhogs, make wonderful pets, clean, smart, and can be litter box trained. Hey, Drew. Good to see you, sis. Hope things are well over there in Scotland. Hope you guys haven't got too much cold weather and stuff. You're still able to get out and do things on occasion. I called 911 to have them take care of the pup, but they said they would shoot it. I told them forget it. Went back out and it was gone. Aww. Foxes will rip your house apart. It's like sugar on crack. Mine made over 21 noises. Their energy personified. Wow. One of my first wife's dad's friends found a baby raccoon after a flood. Most of their field was flooded, most of the yard was flooded, and this little baby raccoon was up on their porch, up out of the water. Probably wasn't no more than 2 months old. And Toby took it in the house. He nursed it, he fed it. It was his house pet for 3 years. And he said when it was little teeny tiny, one of his favorite things to do would it would climb up the curtains and it would lay on top of his window boxes up above the curtains, and it would just sleep up there. But he had this thing trained to eat off a plate. Sometimes it would actually sit on his leg and it would eat off his dinner plate. Said it was the cutest thing. I tried to talk the wife into letting me adopt it, and she wouldn't. She said she didn't want a raccoon in the house with her babies. I told her, it's not like they'd eat it or anything like that, but you don't know my kids. It's possible. My son actually petted the red fox pup. That's how close he got to it, I think. Truck bumper hit it. Probably unoriented. Very possible. Yeah, Tony Blessings, my friend, my aunt had a raccoon for 12 years. Would slide up and down the laundry chute in the basement. Oh man, so how's things over in the homeland, Drew? You guys have very cold weather or anything over there yet? I know that a couple times when Chris was out shooting, he talked about how chilly it was. But yeah, I've not really heard anything about over there yet this year. Ding. All right. Oh, please don't lock up. Please don't lock up. Please don't lock up. Please don't lock up. right, let's see here. Apparently, Josh, good to see you, man. Long time no see. Hope you're doing good. Apparently, Nottingham and Ohio have the same weather, according to the girlfriend. Oh, wow. Sweet. How you doing, John? Hope all everyone. Freedom. Good morning. Good to see you. Good, just hanging in there. It's all everybody's doing, bud. It's all everybody's doing. It's all we can do. Just hang in there and pray that every single day when we wake up, that we wake up. And then if you do wake up, you make the most of it you can, because there's no guarantee that the rinse and repeat thing is going to work every single day. Z-Man, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Keeping you in my prayers, Josh. How's the fam doing? Just got over the flu. At least you got over it, my friend. At least you got over it. It's bad everywhere this year. There's folks getting sick this year that ain't got sick in a decade. So yeah, it's. But then again, it mutates every single year. So when you go out and get the flu shot, that flu shot that you got at the beginning of fall this year was actually made off of the flu from 2 years ago. So by the time you get the flu shot, it's already mutated twice. I'm glad you're feeling better because it's hitting everywhere. Oh my God, yes. It's terrible. It is terrible. Oh goodness gracious, my God, we're almost at the 30-minute mark. Wow. Here I've been looking forward since yesterday to sitting down and getting a chance to talk with you guys, and boom, flies by. Flies by. My sister's in bad shape though. She is neuro ICU after a bad accident. My God, man. What the hell happened? That's terrible. I'm so sorry. And here it is, Thanksgiving week. What if you can go into any detail, what happened? During the surgeon, the cousins decided not to do anything. Before I am in town, home. Wow. Yeah, definite prayers for Z-Man's sister and stuff. That's terrible. She jumped out of a two-story window and injured her brain, where she had surgery when she was 2 and having up to 60 seizures a day. Dear God. That poor dear. Oh my God. Jesus. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I've seen somebody have a seizure before, and it is a scary situation. I cannot imagine up to 60 seizures a day. My God. I am so sorry, my friend. That's terrible. I feel for her and the whole family right now, having to figure this out. Definite prayers for your sister and the whole family right now. I'm trying to get on top of it. She's been in hospital for 2 weeks. Not going out in the cold. She's been disabled since 3 months old, so it's rough. Oh, she's the same. After all this, not permanently injured. Oh, yeah, definitely. Wow. Why, I, why, why did she jump out the window? I think that's the, I think that would be the first question I would be asking is why did she jump out of the window? God, that'd be scary. That would be scary. That poor thing. So she stays in a care home and attempted to do it once, so they nailed her room's window shut, but didn't think to watch her after, and she chose the bathroom window. That poor dear. Wow. That is so sad. So it's completely on the staff for not watching her after the first time. Yeah, I don't blame your parents at all. I don't blame your parents one bit. I would be suing the hell out of somebody for that. Hey, Templar, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good. Well, I mean, it's Monday. How good could you be doing? You're probably sitting in the break room at work right now because your boss isn't nice enough to give you the entire week off for Thanksgiving. Maybe. Then again, your boss might be a saint, and you could be sitting at home right now in your chair, comfy, with your fuzzy slippers on. I'm going to see her Thursday for Thanksgiving. It is her birthday today. Aww, poor little thing. That's sad. Suicide is real. If a person doesn't stop it. The thought don't stop in a person's brain. No, that's sad. Worst time to celebrate it. Yeah, definitely. Hey Jay, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good today. I've just been listening for the last hour. Now I'm starting my wonderful day out delivering. I'll just keep listening. I'll talk. All right, bud. Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll be here. Sitting out back at work, but off Thursday and Friday. There you go. At least you're getting a 4-day weekend. That's a good thing. Good morning, dog. Good to see you. You're beautiful too, man. You're beautiful too. Yeah, definitely stay safe out there, Jay. I had just said something earlier about a 20 car pileup on Saturday here in Michigan, just by Kalamazoo. Truck involved. Semi turned sideways on the ice. Poor FedEx guy, big box truck, loaded down. Tried to stop, and all he did is plowed straight into the side of that trailer. There was no stopping to it at all. So you definitely be careful out there because you never know. You never know what that other guy's going to do. So what happened? I went spinny, 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 and wow. And the sun's out, and it's 28 degrees. And I went spinny, spinny, and there's no wind. Blows my mind. The staff didn't even send her to the hospital with her. That's very weird. We're having spinny spinnies here, and there's no reason to have spinny spinnies. That's terrible, Z Man. I can't believe that. That's nuts. The book is going to get thrown here for sure. So, by God, it would if it was my sister. That's for damn sure. Or my kid. So, prayers for family signs happen. Just got done with the test, and tomorrow get some results from the doctor, and the other test next month. Doctor, but I'm okay. Plugging away each day. It's all we can do. That's all we can do. Speaking of which, for those of you that were around a month ago, month and a half ago, um, I had said something about my aunt who had committed suicide. Um, very, and there was a lot of questions at why she done it, and I guess about a week and a half ago, my uncle finally got around to cleaning out the dressers and the closets, getting rid of her stuff, and he found a letter in her closet or in her dresser from her um, doctor, and it seems that her cancer had returned. And with my uncle dealing with being a cancer survivor and stuff like that, she didn't want to burden him with um, the return of her own cancer. That's why she had that final huge Sunday dinner after church with the kids and the grandkids and stuff. But she also had that fear that she was going to be like her two older sisters and get Alzheimer's to the point where she was going to have to be put into a nursing home. Then there would be nobody to take care of my uncle. But she didn't think it through because the kids and the grandkids are always willing to help. So after going to the lawyers that morning and trying to figure out their assets and stuff, and she couldn't remember where she had hidden a couple little pockets of money in the house, she went home and decided that that was the best way to handle it. So the question's finally been answered at why she done it. Um, Between the fear of Alzheimer's and her cancer returning, yeah, never the best answer. Never the best answer. As long as you're on top of the grass, all is good. Amen. And that is one way to look at it. That is the main way to look at it. I appreciate it, Chris. I appreciate it. You know, what do you do? What do you do? I just admired this aunt because so much because she was the only entrepreneur in our family. Well, she was the only entrepreneur on my dad's side of the family. I have an uncle that started a construction company that's one of the most popular construction companies in Indiana now. He's got like 8 or 10 crews that travel all over the state and build um, do construction projects. But this aunt took $100 and started a greenhouse to do flowers and stuff. And inside of 30 years, she had $1 million business. And she was the only supplier of handmade wreaths, Christmas trees, grave blankets, wedding and graduation flowers in the county. So I really admired her for her ingenuity and her creativity. Some people just can't accept having someone take care of them. And I really think that was it. My grandmother had Alzheimer's the last 5 years of her life, lived to be 98. My great grandmother lived to be 96, and she had Alzheimer's. And, grandma here that I take care of, she's in those beginning stages of Alzheimer's. Plus having the stroke, the brain don't work right all the time. It don't work right. So, it takes a lot of patience and we get frustrated. I would be lying to you if I told you that I didn't get frustrated at times being here dealing with her all day long. But she has those moments. She has those moments where the old woman comes through and she remembers things and she'll be laughing and joking and playing and especially with the cats. Especially with the cats, Ralph will jump up on the kitchen table and he'll lay right there, face to face with her. She'll be holding a cigarette in one hand and rubbing him with the other. He'll roll over on his back. She'll rub his belly and everything else. And she'll talk to him, and he'll get up and he'll rub back and forth on her chest, and that helps her a lot when Mr. Ralph shows her that love. My great great grandpa was an old gorilla fighter. My great great grandma was an old gorilla. Sounds like a fun couple to hang around with on the holidays. My grandmother had Alzheimer's before death as well. She was so sad that she couldn't remember my mom. Couldn't even imagine. Hopefully, it's a thing that in the future we can get rid of. Yes, most definitely. It was hard for my grandfather too because he had to sit next to her while she dealt with this, and he won't soon after, as if he waited to say goodbye, and he went not soon after. Sad. Can be tough. I spent almost 4 years taking care of my mom, then dad when she passed. Wow. Yeah, it's definitely, and you can't make her understand when she's having a bad day. No matter how many times you explain it, every 5 minutes when she re-asks the same question, it's hard. It's hard to not get frustrated, especially when you're cooking or something like that. You're reading a recipe and you turn around and bump into her because she's just sitting there leaning over your shoulder and trying to figure out what you're doing, or she asked you a question and you were reading and didn't answer, and she's right up in there behind you looking over your shoulder, and then she asks the question again right in your ear and you jump. And Most old married couples die short time after each other of heartbreak. That's very true, Chris. That's very true. When when Johnny Cash died, uh, the doctors the doctors said that the only reason that he died, was because she died. He was alone. And when you're used to being with somebody for years and years and years, um, losing them is just too big of a change in lifestyle. I think I'm getting Alzheimer's too. Each day I remember less and less and less. Yeah, it shows. I mean, I can see that you forgot that you sent that message 4 times. My sister had a mother-in-law that would call her every 20 minutes to bring her a 2 liter of pop. She was just visiting her, but the dementia is that, yeah, yeah, yeah. You have nothing left to live for. They're your world. Yeah, it's very true. Very true. I mean, whether you seriously or jokingly don't like your spouse for whatever reason, because they're nosy, because they're clingy, because they're bitchy, it don't really matter. It's a codependency, especially when you've been married for 50, 60 years. My mom and dad are going on 67 years this year. 60, yeah, 67 years this year. And, it just, it's a codependency. You don't know how to exist without this person. Whether you wake up at the same time together, whether one of you wakes up 3 or 4 hours before the other one does. My mom has a tendency of getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. My dad will stay in bed till 7. But she is so used to my dad and his jokey, jokey bitchiness. She'll be out cooking breakfast or she'll be out doing laundry or something like that. My dad comes walking down the hallway and sticks his head inside the kitchen door and says, "Why are you making all the goddamn noise for? You got to die to sleep around here." And my mom will turn around and she'll look at him and say, "Oh, shut the hell up. Here's your coffee." And he'll get his cup of coffee and he'll go sit on the front deck and he'll watch the sunrise over the trees. And she comes out and joins him, and that's where they spend most of their morning, running back and forth. She wouldn't know how to survive without that. And he wouldn't know how to survive without having somebody to stick his head in the kitchen door and jokingly bitch at. So that's where a lot of my sense of humor came from, was my dad. My dad is a nutball. We can't live together. We can't live together. There's no way. We're too much alike. But I can't imagine life without him. They were driving up here last Thursday, and I called to see where they were at, if they had got to Indiana yet. And Mom looked at me and she said, "So how much snow you got?" And of course, my mom, they're in the truck. My mom had me on speakerphone. She says, "How much snow you guys got?" And I said, "Well," I said, "right now we've only got about 5 inches, but we're looking at 10 inches today." And just out of the clear blue sky, there's my dad. He wished he had 10 inches. And my mom started laughing, and she said, "So does your dad, don't worry." I mean, we can't always live with our parents because sometimes we're just more alike than we want to admit. But you can't imagine living without them. Most marriages nowadays, wait, when my grandfather was in the hospital, Kathy and I have been together 40 years, married 39 and a half. She's my life. I love her dearly. Would die for her and kill for her. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. When my grandfather was in the hospital, he said he wasn't dying till he saw all the grandkids. Live a month after taking off life support. Past 2 minutes after the last grandchild walked in the room. Aww. Most marriages nowadays are lucky to last 5 years. Exactly. Exactly. And sadly, that's just the world we live in these days. There are more there are more things available to a couple to separate them in today's world than there are programs available to help them to find their commonality and stay together. And that's really, really sad is, we went from a world where you worked through your problems, you found that happy medium, you found what made you fall in love again, or what made you fall in love with each other again. And now in the world, it's like, well, he did this or she did this, why stay with them? Because people fuck up. We're humans. We screw up. We're not perfect. That imperfection is what made you fall in love with them in the first place. Why separate because of that imperfection? I did the same. I'd miss the daily beatings I get from Kathy after the baseball bat, the head. I don't remember much. I guess we're lucky. Been together 45 years and married 41. 41 in about 10 days. Did you like the Friday night show? Reminds me of Eddie Murphy's old skit about half. Wow. It's a long time to be with somebody. I'm perfect and I have no. Yeah, it's your perfection that we all admire. There are very few perfect people in this world. Very few. If you find one, snag them up. May take you a lifetime to find another one. Just ask Templar, he knows. Glub, 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 glub. My God, 9 minutes. Yeah, definitely, 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 Tony. Happy early anniversary. It's a long time to be with one person and not choke the life out of them yet. I'm so proud of you and honored to know you. Because, I've been with Steph for 6 years, and there's just times I want to accidentally roll over at night and fling my pillow over her face, and I don't. But, she says the exact same thing about me. You don't know how many times I wake up in the middle of the night and the thought crosses my mind at accidentally putting my pillow on your face. And why you would want to destroy something this close to perfection, I will never understand. I'll never understand. Right, maybe being alone is why you're perfect. That's possible. Started watching Vampires Los Muertos last night on YouTube. Got tired and went to sleep. I'll rewatch today. Watch Row Your Boat earlier. My grandmother always swore she had alien blood in her. My wife ain't quite got enough insurance. That's why. And I think that's why Steph's not killed me yet, is because she's only got, I think, she's only got like 100,000 life insurance for me through work. And she knows that's not enough to live on. She's smart. She knows that's not enough to live on. So, I mean, that's what, 3 years work, $100,000? Not even. I think she makes like, 37,000 a year. So yeah, see, $100,000 is not even 3 years of work for her. Yeah, but if she kills me, she is not going to still want to work. She's going to want to finally travel where she can go out in public without dragging me along with her. So, I think that's probably why she's not killed me yet. Okay, I don't know. I'm not perfect. I never will be. Just thankful to have Jay to put up with me. Did you see where my movie watching was going? It's horrible to lose your spouse, worse than losing any family. Heck, I have a bigger policy on you. Smart man, smart man. With my health, you just never know with me. I mean, I could wake up dead any day. So those of you that have life insurance on me, or are planning on getting life insurance on me, I keep saying over and over how much I want to give. So, I mean, if I could make your lives a little easier by finally kicking off, just mail your policies to me. I'll go on and sign them and mail them right back to you. And, yeah. That way, if by any chance I ever do wake up dead, I know that each and every one of you are taken care of. My wife has 125K on herself, gets $250,000. Well, there you go. That's not too awful bad. That's not too awful bad. But yeah, Jan, I see exactly where your movie viewing thing is going. Um, Believe it or not, I was sitting down one night last week. The wife was out cooking dinner, and I started watching the newer Star Trek with Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto and everything, and what they refer to as the Kelvin universe, and Anton Yeltsin from Odd Thomas plays Chekhov in that. And I told the wife, I said, it's really a shame that now they're working on the next movie, and they're going to have somebody else play Chekhov since Anton died. And she's like, what? She goes, when did he die? I said, right after the last movie came out. Something about his car, the brakes failed or something. He was walking between the front wall of his garage and the front of his car, and it slid down into him and crushed him. And she's like, I don't remember that. I said, yeah, I told you about it. And she looked and she's like, oh my God, there goes the new Odd Thomas movie they've been talking about. And I told her, I said, I've never seen the original. And she made me watch it last night. Oh my God. I understand now why they couldn't wait to get the next one done. Gun cleaning accidents, killed lots of people. Yeah. How's the fundraising coming for Christmas? Hey, Freedom. It's coming decent. It's not, it's not really, taken ground and taken off yet. We've got a few donations. No one has contacted yet for like sending toys or non-perishable food or anything like that. But we've got a couple donations so far, and as far as I'm concerned, it's going well. As far as I'm concerned, it is going very well. Let's go. Hey, Cade, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good. My son asked if I would give him any money if I won the lottery. I said no, but he will inherit lots of bills. Oh, how true. Oh, how true. This new phone is junk. Dude, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I have been an Android fanatic. I hate Apple anything. And, when I had to break down and get that new phone last year because I'm switching from 4K to 5K, I got this one here. It's just a crappy Galaxy phone. But this is probably among one of the crappiest phones I've ever had in my life. I am so ready to go out and get a new phone already, and it's not even 9 months old yet. But you can't shut it off without the quick start camera coming on. I'll get messages on this phone only hooked up on Wi-Fi, but my new phone won't get the message until I actually open Messenger to read the message on this phone, and this one goes bing. When I'm walking around the house and I only have the Galaxy, it's like a Galaxy S1 or some stupid cheap shit. The wife's got mad at me. She has tried to call me. She has sent messages. She's tried to call just the phone itself to ask me what I want her to get at the store, and she'll come home, and the second she pulls in the driveway, bing, 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 and I'll try to respond to her. She comes walking in the door. What were you doing? Why didn't you respond? I was trying to figure out what you wanted for dinner. A message literally just came in, like 2 seconds before you opened the door. I don't know why. Sent anything Microsoft. I have to be careful what I type. It sits right behind me watching. The screen busted 3 days after getting it. Have to send it in. And they'll send me a new one. Hey, Kyle, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good this morning. Yeah, this one here, the screen cracked on it 3 days after I got it, and I just had it in my pocket. There was nothing else in my pocket. I stuck my phone in my pocket. I went to go do dishes, pulled my phone out when it beeped, looked at it, and I had a crack going across the top of the screen. But most places want over $100 to replace a screen. That's twice what I paid for the phone. Why? Front suspension, setting stuff on the front axle. Ugh. God, Tony, you work too damn hard. Retired is supposed to be entertaining. That's what my dad thought too. Yeah, right. He begged people to hire him 2 years after he retired. But all right, guys, it is that time. It is time for me to be like a fat baby and head out. Time for me to be like a tree and leave. Time for me to be like a bunch of reindeer and get the buck out of here. So we will be on tonight. I'm not going anywhere. We will be on tonight. The weather's going to be perfect. There's no excuse why I can't be on. So I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to work on tomorrow's video. It's going to be a good one. Like I said, it is going to be Chief Black Elk's great-great-granddaughter. It's going to be good. But that's it for now, guys. Until tonight, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll see y'all in a few hours.